What's going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking briefly about NIO stock news and potential options trading that I am doing with them. At this point, you probably know that NIO is an electric car-based startup in China that IPO'd all the way back in 2018 and was trading as a penny stock as early as of this year and has now exploded since the start of the summer 2020. Let's be clear here, NIO's target audience is for a country with over 1 billion people, a country that is continuing to grow in its middle class and wealth is also increasing by the day, as well as one of the countries that continues to invest heavily into its own infrastructure. That means more roads and emphasis on public transportation. The Society of Automotive Engineers of China has predicted by 2035, half of all new car sales in China will be EVs or hybrids. If that prediction is even half true, that means 600 million NIO cars could be sold by then. This is still a growing company and has plenty of work to do to get there, but its deliveries of 23,000 EVs between April and September is a very promising sign for this young company, as that was more than they delivered in all of 2019. Per their website, NIO is working hard to create a more environmentally friendly future with smart electric car technologies. Hey, I'm all for the mix of what's good for the environment and what's good for my wallet at the same time. NIO's stock price has went up so much recently that the company has offered up to 60 million new shares to raise capital. If that sounds familiar, Tesla recently did a $5 billion share offering as well. I actually think this is a totally brilliant move by these EV companies because if your stock price is this absurd, you can raise a lot of capital to reinvest back into the business to make it more justified. This is going to make their balance sheet that much better. Now, I know in the past I have said that I'm skeptical about Chinese companies. Just because I'm an accountant, I know the US companies go through a strict rigor when they're reporting their financial statements, public companies that is, and they are being audited heavily. I don't think that same level of scrutiny is being held over there. For example, we saw huge fraud in the Chinese company Luckin Coffee, and a lot of people lost their hard-earned money. However, for a company like this, I think it's in China's best interest to have a powerful EV company that can rival American competitor Tesla, and maybe soon to follow, the electric car company Apple. The US unanimously passed a bill in both chambers of Congress. Yes, you heard that right. Both parties actually agreed on something in the first time in like 150 years. And this piece of legislation would require foreign companies to submit disclosures to guarantee they are not owned or controlled by governments, and audits would have to be done in accordance to US accounting rules. Otherwise, they will face delisting from the US stock exchanges, which would ban readily available buying and selling. I think this is great. We should always be aiming for more accountability and transparency in the companies we put our hard-earned money into. But should you be afraid of a possible NIO delisting? My answer to this is I don't think so, at least not yet. It's going to take years for the regulation to be written and then to also be enforced. And by then, NIO will hopefully be a massively successful company that has no issues complying with accounting standards. What's very promising to me is that the analyst ratings of this company have significantly improved in the last 180 days or 6 months, going from just 2 buy ratings to now 7 on MarketBeat, and we can see that the consensus price targets have also rose considerably. That's a great trajectory, and that shows that the sentiment and confidence in a company like NIO is really starting to grow and that vision is starting to be seen. Let's take a look at the options play that I am currently doing. I don't currently own any shares of NIO, but using the cash covered puts trading option, I could potentially be paid. Yes, that's right, be paid to buy 100 shares of NIO. And what's even better is I will get to buy it at the price that I like. NIO, because of its volatility and beta, offers some great premiums. It's relatively low price. We're talking strictly share price, not its actual valuation. It only requires less than $5,000 in capital, which compared to stocks that trade over $100 a share or over $10,000, it's much more easier for beginners to utilize. I usually pick an expiration date of only a week. I'm totally fine getting paid less premium. I feel like this allows me to take the least amount of risk, but still enjoy a decent return and keep rinsing and repeating my strategy. I've made great money doing this in the last couple months. You can see here I've made super easy money from Intel, from DraftKings. Just about every Monday I buy an option far away from the strike price, I collect that premium, and then I go on and enjoy life. So this week I decided to buy one on NIO. I bought it yesterday at a 42.5 strike price, and I got a little under $21 once Fidelity takes their commission. Basically what this is saying is that I'm giving up $42.50 in cash in reserved capital, and if NIO ever falls below $42.5 in share price, I will most likely be forced to buy at that price once the expiration comes around. If it doesn't fall below $42.5, which is what I'm hoping for, nothing happens, and at the expiration date, I get my reserved capital back to me, and I get to also keep the premium. It's like getting a dividend from NIO, but paid by someone else, not the actual company. And worst case scenario, I'll be assigned the stock, and then I'll just do a covered call and make the profit. Plus, this is a growth stock. Most people believe that this stock price will continue to grow up as they continue to innovate, get their manufacturing costs lower, collect more data, and as more people start to buy their cars. So I'm not super worried about NIO not ever reaching new price points. So let me know what you guys think about NIO in the comments below. I also want to hear what you guys have to say about the Apple car or options trading below. If you guys have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Be sure to follow me on my Instagram, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys next time.